wait for the right time. The right time is now. That's when the right time is now. But the most important thing is having that information. Because when you have the right information, you can make the best decision for you. I'm not saying this is what is the best decision. About like something that has to do with if it's the husband or maybe what was your question again? Remind me.
Maybe my husband has taken his school exam, and when I take my work,
good. So to answer that question or to use that question to explain, he said her husband took his own test. And she took his hers, and hers is higher, right? So, as you see from the CRS, that's comprehensive ranking system, it's not only the test that is the modifying factor. You get, so, for example, if he has PhD and you have BSc, even if your test is higher, your score may not necessarily be higher than his. I'm giving instances, right? So it's not just the score, the test score that is the only factor that is affecting this whole thing. So there are a lot of things to consider. Now, because there are lots of things to consider, the best way to select the principal applicant when two people are involved is for both of you to do your CRS score calculation. So you put your score, put your everything. What's your grade? He will put his, what's his grade? Who has the higher one will become the principal applicant. So it's something that has to do with figure instead of who is the head of the house, who is making more money, who has more test results, because there are a lot of factors. So you will do your own test, you will do for him, and then you will see whose own is higher. The person whose own is higher have a more likely chance. So that person will be the principal applicant for the family. Easy, right? Yeah. They are like, is that what they've been saying since? So please, why I tag it as common mistake is that sometimes some people will just feel like I'm the head of the home, so I should be the principal applicant. But it's not about that. Or I make more money, I should be the principal applicant. It's not about that. It's about that too and what is your CRS score. If not, you'll be hurting the family instead of helping the family move forward. Yeah. So the other mistake people make is waiting for the right time. And we'll talk about age. After 30, every additional year costs you about 5 points less. So you see that you are 31 today, you are waiting. By the time you are 32, you have lost 5 points. So your score said that you are managing to increase has also dropped. If you have a child or relative that will benefit from the information, welcome, ma. Okay, so don't wait for the right time. The right time is now. That's the point. The right time is now. So please don't wait for the right time. Another thing again is that even the scores fluctuate. So now is just the best time. Please don't wait. If you have to do this, do it now. Okay. Then they are not like, for example, somebody was saying, I know somebody that wanted to immigrate to Canada. Then I said, my mom said I should get married first. He's a lady. My mom said I should get married first. But that person probably have not checked their CRS score and see what marriage will do to their points. Maybe if they know that information, they may say, you know what, let me go. I'll still be looking for husband. When I get the person can come. And that's why you are doing family sponsorship. So there are some decisions you make when you have the right information. So the person that is saying, wait, remember, maybe the person does not even have the person who wants to marry first. So you are waiting, your age is climbing. Meanwhile, when you finally get married, your score will drop. So you want to, and it can be male or female, either way. So you want to give it more thoughts. That doesn't mean you shouldn't marry if you don't. If you want to. But for example, a couple get to plan. Imagine you see that, if you do a wedding now, our score will drop, and it will drop so low that maybe, for example, you're marrying somebody that just has a high school degree, right? That's a possibility. You may say, you know what, let me travel first, and then I get my papers, then we'll get married. Instead of let's get married, and especially if you not check and the marriage to that person will drop your score so low that you will not even be able to travel. You can say you can plan, right? So what the most important thing is having that information. Because when you have the right information, you can make the best decision for you. I'm not saying this is what is the best decision or this is what is a wrong decision. Is you make your own best decision by yourself, but have the information that you need to make that best decision. Okay? So
I have a question.
One moment. Just one more point and then I'll take questions. Thank you. So the other one is being rigid. Being rigid because it's not only express entry that is the way to go to Canada. Even under express entry, there are different ways. You saw the Canadian Experience Class for people that have study abroad experience. You saw federal skill trade, provincial nominee, federal skill workers, even, and that's still express entry. There are still, what do you call it now? If you want to go through work, if your area of work is going to pass the labor market impact assessment, and so there are different routes. So if you not say it must be this route and it must be this, we die here, don't take that approach, because I always say permanent interest, no permanent route. If what you want is to go to Canada, it must not be through study abroad. It must not be through federal skill worker, at least not like at that point. You can do study abroad, for example, and it will help you later to boost your score. You can get a job, it will help you to boost your score, and as the case may be, right? So, no permanent interest, no permanent route. Focus on the thing you want to achieve and look for the route that is going to work best for you. For example, you're a BSc holder, you want to go to Canada. Does it mean you have to go and first get masters? No, because age is counting. When we've done masters finish, maybe that person may say, you know what, let me get admission and go to Canada and study. And from there, after that, I'll do my permanent residency application. Right? So it's like, the way to think about it is that there is nothing that is stopping you if you are flexible. If your age is high, it does not mean you can't go through express entry. No, it doesn't mean that. You can do provincial nominee because of the weight of the certificate, it overrides the age. So if you lose 5 points for every additional age, right? So let's say, let's use an example. Let's say instead of 30, you are 40. How many points would you have lost? So it overrides the age immediately. So once you are not rigid, you will go. So the question is, do you want to be flexible? Yeah. So those are the top 3 common mistakes that people make. And once you avoid these mistakes, you're already on your way. Questions from you? Thank you.
Okay. So I have a question. My friend, she applied for express entry and she got it, right?
Nice.
She was supposed to, I think she was supposed to go there to collect something. Then she was supposed to go in April last year. Then COVID happened. Then she got married. So now, she now applied for her husband. But up till now, did not got him. So was that wise? Was she supposed to wait first to go? Because now it has slowed her down.
I see your point. But she will still get it because they won't really take it away from her because they give it to you based on the information as of that time. Now, this will be different if, let's say, she was married, but she said she was not married. and then she's now later presenting a certificate that is validated, that would be a problem. But if it's that she has gotten it and now she got married, right? She's presenting a new paper, they won't take away her permanent residency from her. Like, she has already gotten hers. It's not the husband, so the only thing is that, yeah, they may be delayed, and for a new couple, they may feel like that's the best thing. And, you know, that is not a problem. It would have delayed them from, let's say, 1 or 2 years or so, but it's not a problem, right? Because her own application is already out. So, it's okay. Yeah. Questions? Sure. No, go ahead. Ask your question so that I can clarify.
Canadian online degree be included as a Canadian study experience.
So let me answer that so that we all operate from a place of knowledge, right? So before now, if you study online, like online programs are not eligible for like to count as that Canadian experience because they feel like you're not in Canada. But when COVID happened, they did not necessarily say yes, online study is now okay. But they said that, let's say you got your normal admission, the school that you're supposed to come in, but because of COVID, you decided not to travel. If you study from your home country, it will still count for you. So this is an exception that was made this COVID period. So after COVID, I don't know if it's going to go back to normal. But before COVID, if it's an online degree, it doesn't count. If it's an online degree, so they need you to have entered Canada to, to do that study. Another thing again, if you are in doubt, ask the school. If you're in doubt, ask the school if you are if the program is they call it a post-graduation work permit eligible. Like ask them if it's eligible. But most programs are eligible.